What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Star Wars Exchange for another episode, probably our final episode covering Star Wars Celebration. And in this episode, we just wanted to sort of take a more personal approach and talk about our experience because the whole celebration experience for both of us was just, I mean, nothing less than insane. Like 4 full straight days of Star Wars, meeting each other, I had to go out of my country to get to this. Mike had to fly across his country to get to this. It was a whole experience, and we just wanted to tell you guys about it because we thought it was something cool that we want to share. So, um, yeah, Mike, how are you today?
Dude, I'm doing great. I'm still reeling in from Celebration. Kind of like the dust is still settling, and I'm still, processing a lot of things that went on at Celebration, and just like the whole event as a whole, just taking it in and being like, "Wow, that really happened." So I feel like I'm still going through that, but I definitely have that post con, like just not so much depression, but just like I'm just trying to find what life is outside of Star Wars type deal. Just because that whole weekend, we were with our friends and with our Star Wars family, and now you're trying to like go back into your real regular life. So it's just like, how do you navigate it? So I think I'm stuck in that phase right now. So I'm just trying to stay as busy as I can. But yeah, I'm still, oh man, there's still lots to talk about of Celebration. And as you said, on the personal level, that we'll be talking today. But Ari, how are you doing? How's your post Celebration life?
I'm good. I mean, my post celebration experience is probably unlike anyone else's because celebration was just like the beginning of a 2 month trip that I'm taking over to the US where I have, a lot of friends and family, including Mike over here. So have doing a little tour while I had the chance to come over for celebration. So pretty much straight after celebration, I actually went to LA, did some stuff in there, and now I've flown over to New York and I'm spending time with my brother. So it's been crazy. I've feels like I just haven't even had the chance to digest everything that happened. But over the last day or two, I've had a better chance to like look through the photos and properly dissect all the news and everything like that. So it's been fun. But I think something that a lot of people, I guess, regular listeners were interested to hear was me and you meeting for the first time. I guess and the story, how it played out. So yeah, let's say what happened. I'll say stuff, and if you want to just interject, go for it. But
Sure.
for me, so I'd flown over from LA, um, from LA. No, I'd flown over from Australia into LA. I stayed a night at a hotel at LAX, and then Mike was going to meet me the next morning. And yeah, pretty much woke up. I actually woke up pretty early, and then because I knew I was about to meet the man himself, couldn't get back to sleep because I was buzzing with excitement. I don't even know how I was feeling. It was a lot of emotions, and then you texted, you were like 10 minutes away. I'm like, okay, I'll go away in the hotel lobby, and then I see this guy walk across, and I was like, it's familiar, and I was like, oh my god, it's Mike. Like, not that I didn't like, I knew it was Mike, but I was like, oh my god, like it just took a second to process. It was the biggest like brain f ever because we've talked digitally for hours on end, like it's ridiculous. So then to see this man in the flesh was just unreal. I didn't even know how I felt. It was like emotional, just shocked, like, and I felt very disassociated because I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe this is happening right now. But insane. And then I mean we'll talk about it more, but what was your experience like of that whole thing, I guess?
Um, you know, I talked a little bit about this on my Instagram, but it took a lot for me to get there, and it took a lot from both of us. But um, never once did I feel anxious or felt like I was about to have a panic attack. So that was awesome. I was
Mm.
just filled more with excitement. And I remember the night before I was flying out. Actually, I was, preparing to fly out in that's like hours. So, and you had FaceTime me from the hotel, and it was a very crappy like messenger video because you didn't have your SIM card yet for your phone, and
Hotel Wi-Fi, by the way, terrible over here, so bad. I did not
horrible,
realize how bad it
horrible.
was.
Or you gotta pay like $300 for you to have a stable connection.
Pretty
But
much, yeah.
no, it was, oh man, I remember just being like, you were in set, you were in motion, and I just needed to get going. And I remember just being like, man, I just want to get there already. But upon
Yeah.
arrival, finally, it was like, you know, I'm a very anxious person, so getting traveling on my own was a very new thing for me. Never done that before, and the entire time my anchor thought was to get me on the other side, to get me to LA was I'm gonna be Ari. I'm gonna be Ari. So the entire time on the plane, I was like, the minute I just felt a little bit of anxiousness, I was just like, shut up, you're gonna be Ari. So it was just
Yeah.
overriding my brain, be like, no, we're gonna be Ari.
Oh,
So you know, but once I remember, and you were even, I think you were tracking my flight too, right?
yeah, yeah. In
Yeah,
the
you
morning,
were.
I was having a look, and you actually like predicted to come in early, and I was like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, I need to get my day together. I need to clean this room up because I pretty much came in the night before and just like threw everything down and passed out on the bed." So yeah,
And man, I remember just getting. I remember getting off the plane and being like, "Oh my god!" Like now I'm here. Like me and Ari are like 10 minutes away from each other. I'm like, it's happening. So
yeah,
I waited for a shuttle bus to come, and I never would I have ever done that, but you know, again, the anchor thought of meeting Ari, jumped on this random shuttle bus, and that was supposedly going to the place he was staying at. Got on it, and you know, almost lost my luggage because the guy took my luggage, my freaking luggage out with
oh
somebody,
my
thinking that it would
god,
belong to another family. I'm like, no, that's mine. But I was like, losing a suitcase or over Ari. I'm like that. Yeah, that's great. That's no, it's good. It's good. No losses there. But anyways, I finally get to his hotel, and I'm like, you know, we were communicating along the way, like, oh, I'm 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, whatever. Finally out, and there's this like tall white guy that comes out, and I'm like, oh, is that Ari? And I was like, no, that's not Ari. I'm like, duh. I was like, that's not Ari. You know what Ari looks like, but it was just in that instant, and I remember just getting nervous because it was like, oh my god, I don't. It was just like I don't know what to expect, but um I don't like I remember just walking into the lobby and just seeing you and how tall you were, and I was like, "Oh my god." I remember just looking up
yeah.
and being like, "Whoa."
Have a look
But
at the picture on top of me right
yeah,
now. That's the height difference, by the way, for the
that's the height
YouTube video
difference.
watchers.
Literally. But no, I saw him and I was like, "That's my guy right there. That's Ari." And so I we immediately like embraced for a hug, and we were like, "Oh my god, like this is insane." And oh my god, like it was just I mean, it was like I think I remember the hug that I gave you. It wasn't like a like, oh my god, like just meeting someone for the first time. It was like kind of a relief that it was
Yeah.
like
I
that we
was just
were.
glad that it was we did it. I was like, oh, we made it
Yeah,
because we've
it
been
was
planning this forever. It
age
felt like
forever.
so.
And it was I
Yeah,
remember the it was emotional too, because yeah, I think I was just like um maybe on the brink of tears or whatever, because you know, outside of just podcasting, me and Ari are really good friends and stuff.
yeah.
Really good friends, so brothers, almost, I think brothers.
Oh
So
yeah,
I remember just wanting to like, just it was just like I said, a sense of relief, and I just gave the man a hug and was like,
yeah,
finally it happened. So oh
yeah,
man, I was overcome with joy, with just also shock too, because I was like, it was so weird. You guys don't know, seeing someone, talking to them digitally for almost a year. Oh yeah, for more than a year, and then like seeing them in full, like how would you say, like real time motion. It was
yeah,
so weird. Where I was like, I made this joke to Ari. I'm like, you know, you over FaceTime, you look like maybe like a like, you know, those glorious, lovely Kaminoans from Clone Wars season 3, and now you look like Bad Batch Lamasu or whatever. Like this
yeah,
is
yeah,
just, look
yeah.
at you. So just because he's so tall, so I was like, oh my god, like this is. I was just freaking out, and on our way to your room, I remember we even got in an elevator, and I was just looking at you and being like, oh my god, like I couldn't process it. And we even when we went to your hotel room, I remember you were messing around with the key card because your door wouldn't open. And
Oh
my
my
first thought
god.
was like, is he nervous right now? Is he
No,
nervous
the
because
door, the key card literally stopped working. We had to go back down and get a new one. So our first like 10 minutes together was trying to get this
mm-hmm.
bloody door to work. But from the also, I had to show. I sent this to you the other day, but this was
Oh
us.
yeah.
Like that was we had been together for about 20 seconds, and I just like I had my phone out taking a video, but like the video is terrible because I wasn't focusing on it. But then I just like turned my phone around to like see our reactions, and that was us after like 20 seconds of being together.
Yeah. I
So,
think
yeah.
that was wholesome. I think we scared the security guard that was there, but
Well, everyone was very confused what was going on. I think that they probably just thought like we hadn't seen each other in a while, whatever. Because
yeah.
it was just like we were both walking toward each other, just like
Yeah.
it was this. Yeah, it was bizarre. Anyway, but yeah, anything else you want to say about just like because then, oh man, actually, let's not get too deep into what happened that full day because, long story short, I was extremely jet lagged, and there's certain symptoms that come with jet lag after you've had a big meal, and so I was pretty much out of. So we did hang out for like 6 to 8 hours probably, and we were just like bouncing off the wall, just chatting, doing all sorts of stuff. And then we went out and got food, and then we were meant to go meet some of our other friends, and then I came home completely jet lagged. Yeah, I don't even want, I don't even want to talk about. Pretty much, yeah, it was just throwing up all night.
It was traumatizing for me too because like it was just I had a whenever someone goes through that, when I hear the noise and I hear it, I have
Such
to
a
leave.
weird way of putting it.
I have to leave. I have to leave the room, or I start getting the same symptoms. However, there was just no escape for me, and I was just like, I don't know how I did it either because I was like, I told
Must
my
have
mom
been really hard for you.
It was really hard for me, trust me. But it's like I was telling my family about it, and specifically my mom, and she's like, "And you stood there like you didn't run out like you usually do?" I was like, "No, like I had to be there, like I had to, like keep company." And it was just I felt like we were both going through it.
By the way, Mike wasn't just like sitting next to me while I was just throwing. He was in the other side of the room,
but I just couldn't, even though I didn't like I
was in the bathroom. He was just not near.
I did
but
the
he was.
bare.
I knew he was there for moral support if I needed it.
I did the bare minimum of moral support because I just couldn't do anything much. But
no, it was a major hiccup. I don't even want to talk about it because it was the worst part of the trip. Since then, from that moment, we were absolutely flying through the event. But yeah, so that was our big hiccup. And then the next day, I mean, what we've come to talk about, our experience of celebration. Man, day one was I think we were out in the streets of California at the convention center for about like 16 hours or something ridiculous. Like we were out the whole day, and oh my God, what a day that was. So we had, just to summarize the day, we'll go more in detail. We started off with a crazy experience. I was meeting Davis and True, our good friends, for the first time. You were seeing them both for the first time in ages. So that was, big, obviously. And then from there, we snuck our way into the Lucasfilm showcase, which was just mind blown at that panel. And then, I'm already forgetting because there's just so much stuff. I remember we had the High Republic panel. We had an awesome moment with Daniel Jose Older. And then, of course, the Obi-Wan premiere, which we'll definitely talk about. And from there, meeting Taylor Gray, like the actor, my favorite Star Wars character. Like, oh my God. But I mean, what do you want to talk about from that day? I guess we should talk about the showcase.
Yeah, I guess we could talk about the showcase because that was some.
Yeah. Yeah, one experience in general. I'm so bummed they didn't stream this panel because there was just every Star Wars fan would just love to see it. Like we pretty much how we got in is like there was this line that, I mean, I don't even know how much we should talk about this. I don't know if we even technically snuck in. I don't know what technically happened.
I think this one we were okay. If you're curious at the overall celebration vibe, why is your cup blue?
Blue.
It looks blue.
It's just water.
It looks blue.
Anyways,
it's just the lighting. It's the lighting. It looks so blue. It's sound off in the comments. No. The first day, or let me just say this: celebration as a whole, disorganized as ever. They had a lot of things going on, and they just didn't know where to direct people. Every day, we were told a different answer. At one panel for the High Republic, I went up to a lady and was like, "Where's the line? Where's the media line?" And she's like, "Your media? You could get into any panel you want." Opens us the door, and we get front row seating, and we were the first ones in there. Another time we tried doing that. Do you have a bracelet? No?
Yeah.
Get
Oh
out.
my
You can't come.
gosh.
So it's like it was talk about mixed signals all around. But specifically for this Lucas one, the first day, by the way, we just like bypassed. There's a whole line out. I don't even. It was just so disorganized. No people checking you in. Not people checking you in for bags. It was so weird at the first day. It was so weird. Anyways, we walk in and there's a line that says Jedi Master VIP and press. So it was like, oh, we could get in this line, and they came around with bracelets. Was like, okay, cool. Actually, the lady that was originally, no shame to her, no shade, but she was coming around and she looked at all our wrists, didn't see one bracelet, but continue moving on until one of us asked her like, hey, like, do we need a bracelet? Oh, you guys don't have
Just need
one?
to take credit because that was me. If I didn't do that, we wouldn't have got into the Obi-Wan premiere.
Yeah. So credit to Ari because oof, but man,
Because it
it
just
was.
seemed weird. She was just walking around giving bracelets, and then she just walked past us. She kind of like briefly looked and was like, and then I was like, "Do we need those?" And she was like, "Oh yeah," and then just like came and gave us them all.
I
And that was our entry into the Obi-Wan premiere. So if we had missed out on that, oh
I
boy,
and we didn't know what people were lining up for because I remember asking a guy in front of us. I asked him, I'm like, hey, like, what is this line for? And he kind of was telling me what he heard. So I was like, okay, I guess we're here
yeah,
because it didn't look like a normal queue. So I don't know. It was so disorganized for the first couple of days. Even at the end, I was like, what is going on with this place? But yeah, that once we got on the panel, as you said, I wish it was live streamed to everyone because you wouldn't have gotten the full grasp of everything unless you were there, like seeing John Williams in person,
yeah,
seeing all the actors and directors in person, like that its own thing. That itself is like its own experience, its own thing. But like I don't get why they didn't stream the panel because things were gonna get out there anyway. But yeah, what an experience, dude! Like
yeah,
I probably one of my like top three favorite Star Wars like
yeah,
moments of all time. Like, oh my gosh, like what? Oh, I still
yeah,
it was a lot. It was a lot to it's still a lot to process. I'm still like
yeah.
I really saw John Williams out there live. Like cross that off my bucket list.
Yeah. One thing I want to clarify before I geek out about how good the panel was. We weren't like sneaking into anything. Like we weren't being scummy. We had
Oh
media
right.
passes and they said media have their own section, and so we were just trying to go sit in that section. Sometimes some people would let us go sit there, some people wouldn't. Pretty much what we
You're right.
did the whole time was just wait until someone would let us go sit in the media section. So it was bizarre. Anyway, it worked out for us in the end. But yeah, no, the absolute highlight of that panel was the very start. They've brought out a whole like chorus, or what would you call them? A choir, sorry, a whole choir singing "Battle of the Heroes," and then Hayden and Ewan walk out, say we're back, hello there, all that. It was just awesome. It was the first time I'd ever seen like such a big Star Wars actor in the flesh, let alone Ewan and Hayden, like the best duo out there in Star Wars. So that was just absolutely wild. And then, as Mike said, John Williams, Harrison Ford, like, oh my goodness, like we were sitting in there for an hour and a half, and our friend Davis was with us. He just had no idea what the panel was even about, to be honest. And I was trying to explain like the gravity. I was like, they're gonna say this, they're gonna say this, but never did I expect John Williams, Harrison Ford, all that. Like it was just absolutely out of this world. And to hear the Obi-Wan theme played live for the first time was just awesome. Like and at the time it's hard to like appreciate it because you haven't heard it in the show. But after hearing it in the show and then rewatching the video I took of it, I'm like, oh, I just have so much appreciation for that moment because I'm like, I love the theme. I love John Williams. Huge bucket list thing for both me and Mike. So,
And we're
what an
part of Star
absolute
Wars history
experience.
now. We're part
Yeah.
of Star
Well,
Wars
that's what
history. We were
Kathleen
there.
Kennedy said herself. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, and we had good. We were pretty close, and I have tons of videos to look through that I'm just wow. We were there, and sitting there, being taken in by everything, and I can't even the Kenobi premiere that happened. 12 not 12 hours, but like hours after that doesn't even
Yeah.
feel like it was in the same day. Like this
Yeah.
whole
That's
panel
how
feels like it,
long this day was.
and this whole panel just felt like its own day because by the time we came out, we had gotten Andor, we had gotten everything Mando, and it was just like whoa, and add John Williams there, Harrison Ford at a Star Wars celebration again. I was like, wow. I mean, he was
Yeah.
promoting Indiana Jones, but I was like, wow. Again,
At a
cross that
Star
off
Wars
my bucket
celebration
list.
to not talk about Star Wars. Like, what world are
Yeah.
we living in?
Yeah, it's Harris. Even Willow was there, and I was pretty excited for that. But I'll give that a watch. I was like, Willow
Yeah.
looks good, but yeah, that was in itself. That was it was cool because I felt happy for because I've been to these things before, but nothing to that nature, nothing to that level. But I was happy that to Ari because we had at the beginning, the media wasn't allowed to enter to any of the panels for lottery. So we
Yeah.
were like, well, if I knew that, I just would have bought a regular ticket. So the fact that we were able to go and Ari got the experience of attending a cool panel like that, I was like satisfied. I was like, okay, this is what Star Wars Celebration is, and it like surpassed even my expectations. I was like totally blown away, and so a core memory that I will never forget.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It was truly insane. Like, we could honestly talk about that panel forever. I so wish other people got to experience it because all they can really know about is us just gushing about it. And I guess that
Right.
highlight reel that they put on the YouTube channel, which you should definitely check out because that gave me chills watching it. And like, it's only been a week and I already feel so nostalgic for it somehow. Like,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, no, that was crazy. I think something else that happened that day, which was awesome for both of us, was the High Republic panel, which you mentioned, because we went in the front row and just before the show started, former Stars Exchange guest Daniel Jose Older, one of the High Republic authors, comes out before he's about to go on stage. And he recognized both of us and came up to us. He was like, "Oh, you guys gave us both a hug. We got a photo. It's on our socials. You can go check it out." But man, what an awesome experience that was to meet him in the flesh as well.
Yeah, that was yeah, I was sitting next to you and I remember like seeing him walk in his casual stroll and I was like I remember just hitting you and be like Daniel Jose and I
Yeah.
like got up and like I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, hey." And he was like, "You guys?" He's like, "I didn't know you guys
Yeah.
were going to be here. Hey." And
Mm.
he gave it he came in for the hug and I was like, "Oh, he most wholesome guy ever." And it was
Yeah.
amazing to meet him and we're like, "Could we grab a pic with you?" Oh, that was I still haven't even I want to post it on Twitter and tag it, but yeah, that was amazing. So yeah, we were recognized and that was great. So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Mexican and the Australian love it, but yeah, no, that was that he remembered us and stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And the whole High Republic panel was it felt very personal, not just because
Yeah.
we're so invested in the
I
stories,
agree.
but because
Yeah.
these creators are creating for us and they know what we want and they know who the fans are, they know who they're catering to. So it felt like
Mm,
a personal combo. And plus we were sitting in
definitely.
the front row, so it felt like we were
Yeah.
just sitting down at dinner with them.
Exactly. It was epic. Something else that sort of was a theme throughout celebration, and I told Mike before, and I said, why I want to go to celebration? The panels. I want to be in the room for those panels. And while we went to every panel, and I absolutely loved all of them, experiencing them with the man right here, Mike, and a few of our other friends, was unreal. However, the best thing about celebration is this probably cliche as hell, but it's meeting people. Meeting people is fantastic. And when I say that, it could be online friends like me and Mike. We had a lot of that. It could be other influencers who they don't know you or you know them, or vice versa. We had people come up to us and talk to us. That was awesome. Or
Yeah.
meeting like people from Lucasfilm. Mike and I forgot to mention we actually ran into Doug Chang in the Lucasfilm showcase
Oh
panel
yeah.
afterwards. Um,
Cherry on top, little cherry on
yeah,
top.
and of course, like Steel Wars, we ran into him over and over again. And by the end of the convention, it was just regulation, G'day Steel, all that sort of stuff. And man, and then yeah, our Instagram friends, Grant and Brody, and of course, how can we forget that the two fellas we were hanging out with the whole time, who, if you were following us on Instagram, will know who they are, Davis and True. So fun meeting those guys, hang out with them for the whole time. For the four of us were like, by the end of it, I think we were eating breakfast on the Monday, and I just like completely broke the mood. I was like, "Hey guys, I just realized this is the last time the four of us are going to be together for about 2 years at the least." And then everyone was just like, "Gee, thanks."
Yeah, I was in the
And
middle
from
of I was in the middle of eating my hash browns and was like, oh, you just sombered the mood.
yeah, but yeah, so meeting people is just awesome, and the shout out to the people the listeners of the podcast who actually came up and talked to both of us. That was
John
awesome.
Michael, shout out John Michael.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
he
John
came up to
Michael.
it.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
Um,
yeah, that's no exactly what you're saying. I mean, talking to people is everything. You know, we've all had fun conversations with people, and I even met this guy Matt who was awesome, and he kept running into me, and he messaged him was like, you were part of my celebration experience, and it was like, what the like. Who am I? I'm just a random dude. Like, you know, it means everything, and vice versa. You know, there was people that just made it for me, and I actually bumped into George Lucas' son. So got to say hello to him really briefly, and then literally bumped into Daniel Logan. And was like, "Oops, sorry." And then True was like, "That was Daniel Logan," and I was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Boba Fett, young Boba."
yeah.
So, funny interaction. But yeah, like, oh my god, just I love talking the fans, and my one regret of this celebration was not exploring the convention floor as much as I did
Yeah.
for the Chicago one.
Yeah.
Because when it was 5 days, they had Thursday just for convention floor walkthrough. I wish I got that because I last time I really talked to a whole bunch of people, and this time I did too, but not as much as not as much as Chicago, but or explore all the like hidden booths in the convention floor, and everything was really like spaced out. So if you wanted to go from the live stage back to the booths, like it was a walk. So I'm just like, and you know, because of what's going on, so it's like, okay, fine, spread everything out. But yeah, that's my one regret, because we were always in panels, and we were out of panels, we went to like go take a break or for a bit or like debrief. So
Yeah.
it was a lot to take
Uh,
in, and yeah,
yeah. As long as the days they go by like that.
yes, they
It
do.
does, by the end of the day, it feels like the start of the day was a week ago, but then it's
Hmm.
also feels like 2 seconds ago at the same time. Like it's like I would just say, if you haven't done a celebration and you're as big a Star Wars fan as us, please at some stage just go to at least one. Like it was just the
Isn't
most
it?
awesome experience. And
Isn't it a
sorry,
spiritual? Isn't it a spiritual journey? Like I told you.
it couldn't have described it better. It feels like exactly that. But yeah, some people I just want to shout out as well. We also ran into Ken Knapsack and Mark Ellis. That was super fun. Both of those
Oh
guys were
my god,
super
yeah,
nice. We ran
amazing.
into Clint from Star Wars Daily.
Yep,
That lovely
awesome.
guy
Love
as
Clint.
well. I got to meet up with Alex and Molly Damon from Stars Explained. That was super cool. But yeah, and of course I'll mention. Oh, I can just say now. I got a photo op with Taylor Gray. I also got an autograph thanks to my lovely, beautiful friend here, Michael. But yeah, no, that was incredible. Taylor Gray is the nicest guy. We had only paid for like just one photo, and then he just like jumped out of the booth and was like, "Yeah, let's just take as many photos as you guys want." And like, our friend True, who just was tagging along, he got a photo. Like, what an awesome guy Taylor Gray is. And I was even like to him, look, I know pretty much what I was trying to say was, I know it looks like they're going to recast you. I just wanted to say, as a huge Ezra fan, like that disappoints me because I love you as Ezra. And he was just like not saying any, like, I thought he would just kind of sort of concede and be like, yeah, like is what it is. But he was like, I don't know, man, we'll see. Like, not that I think they're going to recast him as Ezra, but anyway, just a super cool interaction that was. But
Yeah,
yeah, did you want to say anything about the Taylor Gray
that
interaction?
was awesome. Yeah, Ari got the hookup with that, or hooked us up with that photo op, and he was
Yeah.
awesome. I actually wish we took a video with him, because he seemed like he would
Oh
do
yeah.
anything like that. I wish, but it's cool. He was so awesome to talk to, and I love Ezra too. And I was just like, wow, this is when he was talking. I had to take a moment to be like, oh my god, like that's Ezra, because I was just hearing him the way he talks, and I was like, oh my god, it's Ezra. So I had to take a
Yeah.
moment to like chill, because I did fanboy a little. But yeah, those very nice guy, and yeah, we took a lot of pictures with him. Like you and I took one with him, and then we took one separately. Like I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he was, oh man, down to earth guy.
Oh yeah.
It's funny because he was in a room full of like, no disrespect, but he was, well, actually there was like one or two notable voice actors in there. I don't remember their names, but like the other people were just like, oh, I touched the Gamorrean guard suit one time and that's it, or like, oh, I wore it
Yeah.
for one episode. Those type of people. As
Yeah.
Taylor Gray, Ezra Gray.
No one, everyone else in there was just sitting on their booth. Taylor Gray
Yeah,
had like 4 lines. Like it
Yeah,
was
he did.
just, it felt a
He
little
did.
disrespectful to
He,
him, but that's a
you know,
whole
it's
other
like, man,
conversation.
move him over to the main area. But
Yeah.
yeah, we had he was stationed at some hotel, and we had to go meet up with him. But yeah,
Yeah.
down earth dude. Love talking to him, and I even mentioned something. I was like, okay, we see a live action at, like, I forgot what I told him, but he was like, hey, we'll see, we'll see. So yeah, he was playing that response. But yeah, that what a awesome experience. And yeah, after, you know, Ari, you know, talked to him and had a conversation, and I was like, it's cool we have a photo, but I just want to, you know, gift Ari. I was like, dude, like, take an autograph home with you, because I saw when you went up there, they had like all these cool stills of Ezra, and I was like, oh, that'd be cool if I got it as a gift to Ari. But I was like, no, 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 I'll I'll let him choose it, and go up there and have one more conversation with him. So he went again. I got him the ticket or whatever, and he went again to like talk to him. Was like, hey, what's up? Yeah, how
Yeah.
was your second interaction with him?
No, first of all, that was so nice. I'm trying to find a photo of the autograph because it's very cool. But yeah, no, that was very nice of Mike. The second interaction was awesome. I was like, yep, sorry, I'm back again. And then by the time I was done with it, I was like, I promise I won't come back. And then no, he was just so lovely. He was like, dude, come back as often as you want. Like he was just, what a
Uh,
lovely guy. And as Mike said, super down to earth. Yeah, I found a sort of somewhat photo of it.
yeah, that's cool.
You can sort of
Yeah,
see
that's
if you're watching
awesome.
the video. But
To
yeah, anyway,
Ari.
before we met Taylor Gray, I think probably the biggest thing of the whole convention happened. We were invited to the Obi-Wan premiere. Like, who would have thought? Like, what an insane experience. Oh my god. You just froze on like the funniest face. But anyway, tell us about the premiere, Mike, because that was something else, really.
What can I say? We attended a red carpet premiere. That was insane. We, um, you know, we walked. We didn't get to walk on the red carpet itself because they, when we were passing by, literally, um, uh, Aunt Beru was the actress. I can't remember her name. She was on the red carpet. She was walking by, and it's like, but we there was so much going on that we couldn't like stop and take pictures because they were handing us popcorn, water, and it was like, this is, we're really attending a red carpet premiere. Um, Insane experience. I've always wanted to attend you know, a premiere for something, and turns out they didn't hold it there by the Jimmy Kimmel place. They actually held it at Celebration, which was it really, it's a, I would say this is a one in a lifetime experience. I don't, you know, you can never get something like this or guarantee something like this again. And um, insane. I did not expect that. It was more than just a screening. It was a premiere. We got to watch it with the cast and crew, and people spotted Ming Na Wen there. People spotted Tamura. People, you know, Ewan was there. He opened it up with
Ming Na
Deborah
Wen
Chow
had COVID, didn't she?
afterwards, because I think someone when where we're sitting, they're like, "Oh my God, it's Ming Na Wen," and we looked, and I don't know, but she later announced that she couldn't attend the follow up panel or something because of
Right.
COVID. But yeah, but she did. Maybe she wasn't there, but I know Tamar was there all weekend. I don't know why he wouldn't go to the premiere, but
Yeah.
dude, that was just, jeez, I just can't even put into words how incredible, and again how amazing it was for us both. I mean, dude, we got to watch it before anyone else, and we got to watch it with the cast and crew. Like, I just, that still
Yeah.
doesn't register my brain. Like, I mean, come on, dude, we got to watch with Hayden, everybody, and you know, and they brought everyone out, you know, out on stage at the end, Jimmy Smits and stuff. It was like, this is really happening. This is real. We did just experience that. I mean, they could have like literally
Insane.
just played the trailer in front of us, and we still would have been excited. But oh my God, like seeing those two episodes again with the cast and crew and just the fans.
Yeah.
There will never be an experience like that again for me. I mean, watching Obi-Wan come back and Ewan come back, and same with Hayden. We didn't see him till like the end of the episode 2, but it was still amazing to be in that room, and that energy. And as soon as, you know, a character popped up or something funny happened, you know, it was that like movie theater experience. So yeah, I mean, like I said, one in a lifetime opportunity. Who says that they got to go to the Obi-Wan Kenobi premiere? Like, we got to
Yeah.
go, and they gave us a really cool poster, which unfortunately my poster's ruined by stupid
Oh,
rain, by the Chicago storms. But I still look at it and I'm like, this is a memento. But yeah, Ari, bro, I mean, yeah, we went to the same premiere, but how'd you take it?
I mean, I like everything you said. Definitely want like just awesome. My experience of it was slightly different because I had woken up at 2 a.m. that morning because of the jet lag after the night of, let's just say, being sick. And yeah, so I was, by the time we got to this point in the day, I was just about ready to fall asleep on the chair
Wait,
that
2
I was.
a.m.
Yeah, yeah. I told you that. I was like, I woke up then and then couldn't sleep.
Oh wait, that was that day?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, when's I remember you said you were gonna go for a phone call and you woke me up like around 5. Was that
Yeah, that
day?
was that was that day. Yeah.
Oh my you had been up since 2 a.m.
Yeah. I was like lying there trying to sleep like this, but I just couldn't get to sleep. Yeah.
Jeez. I
Yeah.
didn't oh damn. I
So it was
forgot
a pretty
about
big
that.
day.
Yeah,
Anyways,
very big day.
by the time I got to the set, I was exhausted and oh my god, I was honestly thinking I'm gonna miss this premiere because I'm gonna fall asleep during it. But then the cast came out. Just I kept just getting big adrenaline rushes. So like I sort of made my way through, but I was just pretty fatigued the whole time. So I wasn't enjoying the episodes as much as I would have liked. But at the same time, just being there was awesome. And now when I watch the episodes, I'll be like, oh, I remember what happened in the room, and like when that happened, when Tamura was on screen or whatever it was. But
Hmm.
and then also I went for a bathroom break during the second episode. I missed like only, a minute or so. But then I couldn't get back to my seat. Oh, I probably could have, but I just didn't want to shuffle through everyone. So I just stood at the entrance and just watched it. And there was like 10 other people there standing there and watching as well. So I didn't get to experience that final moment of episode 2 with the boys, but it was still cool. As soon as that happened and the credits rolled, I just like ran straight up to the seats and I was like, oh, so that was
Yeah.
like it was a cool moment nonetheless. But um yeah. Kenobi premiere, just unbelievable that we got to do that. I could never would have thought that I had a feeling they might like show the episodes or do something for them because like Celebration Kenobi, like they got to mix it up. But a whole premiere, like wow, uh,
And
unbelievable job done by whoever's organized that. I assume Lucasfilm, so good on them.
yeah,
We give them a lot of crap because they mess up a lot of stuff, but that was
that was
awesome. But
awesome.
see, the thing is, it was awesome, but only like 5,000 fans are going to say that. They've got millions of others who didn't get to experience it, so we're still sort of stuck in that, whatever, But
Yeah.
yeah.
But cool experience if you were there nonetheless. And
Mm.
um I'm still look through photos and videos and it still hasn't registered that I was there. And I actually just showed my parents Obi-Wan and they were like, oh my god, you got to watch these like ahead of everyone else. I'm like, yeah, with
Yeah.
the cast and crew and they're loving the series. And when I rewatched episodes 1 and 2, I was just like, as you said, whenever something will happen, I'm like, yep, the audience went nuts here. And just
Yeah.
remembering those vibes. And the way they played it too was, I mean, we got to sit there through all the credits, which was nice because you got to, it wasn't Disney Plus being like, play next episode. It was like you got to like bask in, all
Mm.
the glory with along with all the technical people and all the people that worked on the series because they were all there. So that was very nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, great moment, highlight of my life, I will say.
Yeah, no, it's pretty unreal. But yeah, the next 3 days were awesome, but like that first day was just absolutely packed. Next day was very quiet. The two things of note that I remember was we were on Celebration Live. I went back today and saw I could at least see myself because I was standing out in the crowd. You guys were all a bit shorter, so it was harder to spot you. But we got to watch the Celebration Live, which was cool. And then we also went to Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary, which thank God was streamed, so everyone knows what happened in that panel. But being there in the room, of course, was very cool. But yeah, how did you enjoyed Friday? You enjoyed the panel, Celebration Live, all that?
Yeah, Friday was very different than the previous day. I felt like this was a lot more breathable, and I thought it would be a lot more freer than the previous day, but nope. It was very still tight, and we had to work amongst a lot of things, and we actually had a fan meetup. So yeah, it was Friday was really different but good. And the anniversary panel was great. They brought Ewan and Hayden at the end, and it was like, oh my god, we just saw you last night. Cool to see you again. And you just knew that they were gonna bring them out. I was like, come on, like they're around. They're Ewan's still here to till at least Sunday doing autographs and photo ops. So it's like he's here, so might as well bring them out. That was an experience. And what else? Yeah, is that was at least the morning Friday, right? The morning of Friday.
That was in the Arvo actually, but it was Friday was almost like a recovery day for everyone because the day before was just so crazy because even people who didn't go to the premiere of Obi-Wan were staying up, even though they released the episodes a little early. It was just almost like a recovery day, but still very cool. But I feel like things really kicked back into hyperdrive, you could say, on the Saturday when in the morning we got into the Mando Plus panel, which was unreal. We talked about that on our previous celebration episode, but we had that. We had Tales of the Jedi, and I can't even remember if we had much else. But I mean, yeah, Wandering the Floor, everything. But what did you think of the Saturday?
Saturday was cool. I think I remember bits and pieces. So Tales of the Jedi was Saturday.
Yeah, that was like so.
Jeez.
Pretty much what happened was we were in the Mandalorian panel.
Yeah.
That was crazy. We left it. We were like, okay, we need to go record a video. So we went straight to the media room, and then we recorded a video. And then by the time we finished, it was time to pretty much go down for Tales of the Jedi because we had to get there like an hour early to make sure we got our seat. But then so we pretty much watched the end of like the previous panel, which was just like behind the scenes of the Mandalorian or something like that. And then and then we watched Tales, which we talked about that panel on the last pod. But yeah,
that was
just another crazy celebration experience.
Another crazy one. And oh my god, I forgot to mention this at the Obi-Wan premiere thing because they did this again because we got to watch a episode here. The amount of security guards, but for the red carpet premiere, the red carpet premiere was much more serious. And every second they had guards walking up every single aisle, making sure no one was recording. And they even said, if we see you with a phone out recording or anything, you're going to be asked to leave. So they had people going up and down the aisles, and it was scary because they had someone down on the ground level with I don't have a telescope with me, but they had like a little identifying glass, and they would just be scanning around. And I was like, oh my god, it was very threatening. And so yeah, they were coming up and down, going down up and down the aisles, and I was just like, oh my god, this is really intense. Like I'm watching the premiere, but I'm also just scared of these guys. If I do a wrong movement, I don't know, it's just anxiousness. But like, get out. But same with Tales of the Jedi, they did the same thing while the episode was going on. Not as hard as they did for the premiere. They didn't have that many agents, but they still had people going around, walking around, and it's like, oh my god, this is surreal. Because for Resistance, when they showed us Resistance episode 1, very different, but when they showed us Resistance in Chicago, you never had anyone, they probably just asked you not to record, but you never had anyone going around snooping. And this was very different. So yeah, just crazy day, crazy environment. Saturday, I walked more of the convention floor on that day. Got to see the Obi-Wan costumes up in person. Took videos with them. I mean, we oh my god, I feel like Friday was crazy. We did a fan meetup outside. Talked to a couple people, and very nice couple from Finland came up to me, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And just all the people that I met all around, it was just an experience to be talking to people who are, listeners of the podcast, followers that have been following me for ages, and just being like, oh my god, it's a surreal experience. I'm just like taking it all in and trying to. It's celebration, as Ari said. If you're a Star Wars fan, no matter if you're massive or small fan, just go to Celebration. Go. It's like I said, it's a spiritual journey that you go through, and at the end, it's just I'll let Ari. Let's talk about Sunday now. I think.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, how we start Sunday? It started off like a normal, just another day. We saw the Bad Batch, which was incredible, and then as soon as that wound up, that whole day became so like depressing almost because just the convention ending is just like, oh, like you're in this world of just like it just like it's like a dream world, and then all of a sudden it's like it just slowly starts like being pulled away and saying no, you have to go back to normal now. And it's just, oh my god, it was gruesome, but um we did do some cool stuff. We got to see the Mandalorian experience. That was unreal. They brought a lot of the sets and costumes and practical stuff down from the studios to a celebration to make a little museum of all the screen use stuff. So we got to see that, which was awesome. And man, I don't know what else to say about it, but besides that it was great. But yeah, you enjoyed the Mando experience?
Yeah, it was very it was very different. There was a lot of things that I just again couldn't register in my brain that these things were actually screen used, and John Favreau was like, and don't touch it, by the way, don't touch it. Because we don't want any damage happening, because we're gonna be using them for to continue shooting some stuff. So seeing things from what's the Marshall, seeing props from there, seeing props from Book of Boba Fett, the Bancor, I mean, from Cad Bane, Ahsoka, I mean, you just got everything up in there. It was just insane. The only thing I don't think they showed us was the Mando armor, which is fine. Let's keep that hidden, right? I don't think the Mando armor was up in display, or was it? I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
Or Grogu. Grogu was hidden, right?
Oh, Grogu was in the N1.
Oh, well, yeah, he was in the N1, but there wasn't like an actual just mantle for him or anything by himself.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it was so yeah, they kept the cards a bit close, their special cards, but everything else was up for really
Yeah.
grabs. They had Black
Ahsoka,
Chrysanthemum,
Bo-Katan, yeah,
Bo-Katan. I
Boba
mean,
Fett, yeah.
they didn't have Cara Dune. That ruined my experience, but they really had a what's his name? Grief Karga. They had Grief Karga's costume. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. So
Yeah.
it was really something to take in, and they had all the mottos too, and it was just, yeah, it was breathtaking. And Frog Lady as well, which is funny. But yeah, that was a really cool thing that I'm glad we got to do. And yeah, that was Sunday was a very sad day. So it was nice to throw that in the mix of emotions coming off from the roller coaster, being like, damn, it's ending. So yeah, I think the Mando experience was definitely a highlight of Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. And as we start to wrap up, goes without saying, but like, there's just so much that happened. We're struggling to even like remember it all. We've got so many
Yeah.
photos and stuff, but like, yeah, this is all like the big stuff, but there was a lot of just little moments that just make the event what it is. But something I want to touch on before we finish was like, I think I said, I don't know if it was in this episode or the last episode, but covering the event is like, it's genuinely easier to do it from home than at the convention. This one was a little different. But yeah, like I'm almost excited for London, because I'm like, okay, I can really get my content creator stuff going for that one, because I won't be there in amongst all the madness. But yeah, covering the event though, we still did coverage. We were all very active on Instagram. We did a bunch of YouTube videos. Like, it was still like very fun nonetheless. Like, and hanging out in the media room, like that was cool. Oh god, there was just so much that happened. My brain is just ticking over, thinking of so many different things. But oh yeah, so as I said before, like, just meeting people is the best thing. The panels are great. A lot of what I heard was like, if you miss the panel, it's okay. And I mean, I can't really speak to that, because I didn't really miss any panels that I wanted to go to, besides one small one, which I wasn't that upset about. So, but I would say, don't be disappointed if you miss it, but at the same time, just try your absolute hardest to get into those big panels, because those are just something else, and you just never know what's going to happen. But
Nope.
yeah, Mike,
And
is there anything else you want to touch on before we finish up?
yeah, I guess the end. As I was saying earlier, like, if you're a big fan, or I mean, big fan or not, go to Star Wars Celebration. I mean, at the end when we saw everyone packing up, it was just, I was like, oh, this is the part that I hate.
Yeah.
Because this is my third con, and it's sad every time. And actually, no, I the last con that I went to before this one, I didn't even go Sunday, because I'm like, well, Sunday's nothing much, but just you're coming down off the high that is the the weekend event, and I'm like, I'll skip Sunday, because it's just the vibes are there, but they're just like you could feel that it's ending. It's like time to say goodbye soon, and saying bye to on Sunday was sad because it was like another celebration is gone, come and gone, and I remember just walking around. We were really upset because we never really got to walk the convention floor because every time we did, we were tired, and it was like, like
Yeah.
like there's a where me and True were like, he was just like, can we go to just sit down? I was like, okay, and so we sat, and I don't even know what happened because we ended up somewhere, and we ended up. I think that's a story for a different time, but I don't even know what happened.
Yeah.
But the point is, he ended up with another box of popcorn in his hands, and I was like, what is going on, dude? But anyways. At
Classic
the
True.
end, I was like, all right. At the end, though, we like in the last 30 minutes, we got to have that experience, and we all walked around the convention
Yeah.
floor, and
Yeah.
it was nice, and got pictures that we wanted. It was like, okay, cool. We put things on a nice, we wrapped up in a nice bow type way, and
Mm.
we just all had a moment inside, just saying bye to everything, being like, well, we don't know when's the next time we'll all be here at a celebration, but it was fun while it lasted. And we also had a moment outside where we were just like just basking in all the last remnants that was celebration. Took a lot of epic photos outside, and just had a moment of saying bye in a closing way. It was just like, because it is a spiritual journey, as I said, and you want to make sure that at the end you don't leave without saying bye, and you just leave and being like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. And I feel good just because like everything, I got to say bye to everyone that I wanted to. Like Brody actually came. I was in line for the Mando Plus thing, or I'm sorry, the Mando experience, and he came. Him and his girlfriend came along their way and said bye to me and True. And I remember just looking at him and hugging him again, being like, "Oh man, I'll see you next time." So yeah, it
Mm.
was, you just gotta, and yeah, same with Grant, Force Awakens Daily. So it's just like you just have to like say bye to your family for a little while and say, well, I'll see you next time. So yeah, do go to Celebration. If you can go all days, but if you can only do one or two, just do it. And I can't believe it's over. I still remember in that moment standing outside the convention center and just looking all around and being like, wow, it's yeah, it happened. Because as Ari said, sometimes or the days feel like multiple days, but then it was like when you're reaching the end, it's just like you hit a wall and you're
Yeah.
like,
It just comes and goes like
the
you wouldn't
ride has
believe.
ended. The ride has ended. So
Yeah.
make the most of it. And I know we did, because we were still like, man, I wanted to do this. It didn't feel like we missed anything, like really
Yeah.
where we were like
Yeah.
unsatisfied. We were satisfied, but
Yeah.
we
We were
just wanted
definitely
so
satisfied.
much more.
I think
You know?
I don't know really. I know one other person who got into all the major panels. I don't know anyone else who got into all the panels. So we were
Yeah.
very lucky that we just like managed to use our media passes to our advantage, really. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we
like
did. We
you
lucked
couldn't have
out.
said it better. We were extremely satisfied, but nonetheless still very sad that it was ending.
it was it was sad. And yeah, it was also just you're if you look to your left, you see a Star Wars fan. You look to your right, Star Wars fan. All around you, just Star Wars fans. And you don't really get that much sometimes. So it's like, oh man, it's just taking it all in, and being, if you would talk to someone, like there's people that you just go up to and you could just have a conversation with. And in today's society, that's kind of hard to do, just because
Yeah,
everyone's in different mindsets and
yeah,
politics and stuff. And there it was just like, oh my God, Star Wars fan, cool. So it was everything. And I definitely, as we keep saying, go to Star Wars Celebration. If you're a listener in the UK, make it to London. Go out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Go.
Don't
You'll
miss that chance because
don't miss.
they come to Europe every like once every 5 years. So go while you can for sure.
Do it.
Um,
And
but yeah,
yeah, to recap, I guess, just meeting Ari, that was a highlight. That's a core memory for me. Never did I think that I would have a friend in Australia and whatnot. I was just like, taking back to that moment. I'm like, I still think about it. I'm like, wow, that is. And was I the first person that you met from the online world? I
yep,
guess.
yep.
Yeah. Right.
And thank God, I'm glad that you were like love all my other friends, but I was like it felt right meeting you first. So yeah, but
Yeah, and though I met a lot of people, I think that one was definitely my favorite. Like hello, like that was just my favorite
Yeah.
meet because everyone else I mean I met before, but it was nothing like that because we everyone else was like, oh hey, oh yeah, hey, and this one was just like it was right away. It was like, nah, we're homies, and yeah, and it was cool also putting together pictures for you guys, and I mean here's some of them, but I mean there's a lot more that you haven't
We've
seen,
got
and I'm
so
just
many. Yeah.
we have so many, and it's just like it was cool, and we even did a live stream when we first met up, and people were like, oh my god, you guys are together, and our family was excited too because we
Mm,
we had told them how much we were excited for, and just keeping them also our family posted throughout the weekend of all the things like the red carpet premiere and
mm.
all that. Oh my god, everyone was so excited for us. So yeah, it was I'm glad I got to do Star Wars Celebration Anaheim with you, and to our next celebration.
Absolutely. Yes.
There you go.
Can't wait.
Cheers to
Toasting
that.
with water. Yeah.
Have sparkling water, but yeah.
um. Yeah. No, I couldn't have said it better. Celebration was just such a fantastic experience. One bit of advice: this is not wholesome at all. If you're traveling from overseas, give yourself more time because the jet lag is horrible. The first day, as much as it was awesome, I like, yeah, I struggled through it at times, but yeah, awesome
Wait,
experience. Definitely doing it again when I can make it work. Like, man, just so many highlights. I can't even think of one because it's just the whole weekend just feels like one awesome journey. But yeah,
I have
celebration, the best.
I have to say, you guys don't know how I still can't comprehend as I did with the as I do with the premiere. I don't know how Ari did it because he was the complete opposite time that we were. Like when we were awake, he should have been sleeping, and vice versa. So I don't even know how he did it in the little amount of time that he had, but he did it. And I remember when we would walk to towards the convention center when we would go meet up with our friends. I remember being like, "How is he doing this right now?" Like I was like, "Oh yeah," like I took that with pride. I was like, to all the like locals like true, I would be like, it's a 2 hour difference for me. I I get to wake up a little earlier, and Ari was just in a different time zone, like because we shared a room for how many days? Five, four,
6.
6.
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't know how we survived, but yeah, it was just like the first days were really rough, and I'm just like, oh my. So I don't know how he did it, but you guys seriously, if you don't know a trooper, there's one for you because just amazing. I don't know. I even told my mom, I was like, I don't know how this dude's awake right now because he
Yeah.
just powered through everything, and oh my, I didn't. Oh man, so yeah,
No.
kudos to Ari, and I think that's something to remember. And now that I'm remembering, we actually shot a video probably never get released because we were just doing
Yeah,
like a
I
vlog.
know what you're talking about. We do have one video coming out though. Blue milk reaction. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But we took a like a vlog, and it was just we were just settling in, and we were both tired. But
Yeah.
I'm sure Ari was way more tired than me. But yeah, the
Yeah.
celebration
Um. Yeah. No, I
experience.
appreciate it. It was funny. Sometimes we just check the time, and I'd be like, I can't. I don't know what the circumstances were, but I just be like, oh yeah, it's like 4:30 in the morning for me, and I
Yeah.
haven't slept for like 18 hours or even longer. And I just, but no, like it was. I was pumping off adrenaline. The whole thing was great. So
And even
wouldn't have had it any other way. Actually, maybe without the being sick, but
yeah,
yeah.
without being sick, maybe. And just I'm just saying this for documentation purposes. It was so weird for me because I'm used to like waiting till the afternoon or actually evening now. I would wait till the evening to talk to Ari because that's when he wakes up for me. Like he wait like what central he wakes up around like 5, 6 p.m. central time for me. So
Mm,
being him in real time and also like in the morning and talking to him in the morning
yeah.
is even now like, he'll message me in the morning or vice versa, and I'm like, what is happening right now? So even now
Yeah.
it's so strange being like I'm talking to Ari at this time. So yeah, just all in all, like this whole experience on Star Wars experience, friendship experience. That's what Star Wars does. That's what Star Wars is. It brings people together. It makes friendship stronger. It just it's always a good time. So Star Wars Celebration once again, amazing time. Anaheim 2022. we'll never forget you.
That wraps it up
Yes.
perfectly. Couldn't have said it better myself. But yeah, that does wrap us up for this week's episode. Don't know when this is dropping, somewhere in between all the Kenobi madness. But if you haven't already, please drop a like, comment, rating, or review, depending on how you're listening. Subscribe or follow the channel on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, all that stuff. Wherever podcasts are found, we're there. Be sure to keep up with us on our socials. Mike, where can people find you?
All Star Wars on Twitter and Instagram, and make sure you put the underscore between all and star.
Do it. Get on it.
Yeah, get on it.
And yeah, follow our podcast Instagram page at the SW Exchange. Get around that. Follow me at Stars_Exchange on Instagram. You can keep up with me there. Both me and Mike posting great content, and we also went to Galaxy's Edge the day after Celebration, so we're gonna that probably won't be too soon, but we're gonna talk about that experience as well. So much content coming out. It's just crazy. Kenobi, Shadows of the Sith, Celebration wrap up, Galaxy's Edge, you name it. We're doing it, even though we're a week late because everything's just been absolute madness. Of course, we're doing it. Let's show the Celebration tease one last time for a nice picture. Hey, and hopefully by next episode, my camera's fixed because that has been annoying the hell out of me, and I'm sure everyone watching, and I apologize. It is driving me crazy. I don't know what's going on. We've already had a whole lot of issues with the camera, with it, ending up in the wrong parts of the country, but
oh yeah. You know what, guys? I think the New York has gotten to Ari because I've never seen him this riled up and yelling at an inanimate object, but he's doing it now, so that's amazing.
No.
And Ari, we have so much to do because something is happening at the end of this month that we got to prep for. So we even have that to plan, and so we. Oh my God, guys, you guys don't even know. So we are in for. You guys are in for a treat. We're in for a treat. But yeah, that's it
for real. All right. Well, thanks for watching as always, or listening, and may the Force be with you.